Okay, so this is how I am making the apple vinegar. So basically what I've done is these are 1/2 gallon jars, and I have filled them with the cores of the apples that I have been canning, and the discarded pieces. I've thrown them in here, and I fill this up with non-chlorinated water. Now, if you want to get non-chlorinated water from your tap water, what you need to do is let the water sit overnight. Let it sit for at least 12 hours, and with the lid off, and any of the chlorine will evaporate out of the water. And so that's the water I've used in these. And in these 1/2 gallon jars, I fill it almost all the way to the top. I try to keep um, at least the apples beneath the water there. And so what I've done is filled it up, and then I have added between 1/4 of a cup and 1/2 of a cup of sugar, and it's got to be the organic sugar, sugar cane. Now, some people will say that you can use the regular store-bought sugar, and sometimes it will work. But with this, I would suggest you use the real thing. Your results will be a lot better. So you fill that up with the sugar water, and then instead of putting the lids on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dishcloth, put it over the top, and then put a rubber band or something around the top. And I'm going to do this with each of the ones that I have here. And what this will do is help everything evaporate. It'll help everything ferment inside without, it needs the oxygen. It needs to get the oxygen down in there to work. So that's what I'm going to do. And this going to sit here for 2 weeks. And each day in those 2 weeks, I'm going to come in and I am going to stir it up. And the first couple of days it's going to be difficult to get your stick down in there, and you want to use a wooden stick. You don't want to use something that is metal. That might ruin it. And just kind of stick it down in there, and it'll get easier. And you stir it up real good, and you see those bubbles right here. You should see those bubbles every single day. You just stir that up, and then you put the dish rag and your rubber band or whatever you're using around it. You do this for 2 weeks. You only have to stir it once a day. And after those 2 weeks, what you need to do is put it in a dark, cool, dry place. And what I normally do, and probably what I'll do with these, is I'll come back through with another dish rag, and I will cover these up all the way around so there's no light getting into them sitting on the countertop. And I do this, so I leave them on the countertop because it helps me remind me to stir them every day. So make sure that there's no sunlight getting to them. You can put these away if you want, but do that for the 2 weeks, and then you can put these away in a cabinet or something. You need to do that for 4 weeks. You don't have to stir them. You don't have to do anything during those 4 weeks. But after these 2 weeks, it's got to this towel on it. You want to put a regular lid on the top and close off that oxygen from getting down in there. Then these set in the cabinet, wherever you're having them, in a cool, dark, dry place for 4 weeks. Once those 4 weeks is over, you strain these apples out, and you are left with apple vinegar. This apple vinegar is great to give to animals. Put it in their water; they love it. They even even goats love these extra apples. Once this whole process is done, they'll eat these apples. So it's a good way to get apple vinegar when you need it. And you know, it's a easy process. It's a kind of a lengthy process, but it's pretty easy. So I hope you found this video enjoyable. Tell me in the comments below, have you ever made apple vinegar? You can do this with any other type of fruit as well. But apple seems to be the most popular. We have an apple tree, and so this is why I do a lot of apple. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like this process? Do you do something different? I'd like to learn too. Let me know. Thanks. Okay, so here I am in, it's a room with a window, so I keep my vinegar away from the sunlight by putting this, I wrapped a towel around it with a rubber band, and then I put a towel on the top of it. This is in the 4-week stage where it just needs to set with a lid on it. I do have other vinegar going right now where it's in the 2-week stage that you just saw. But this is just sitting and waiting. And I wanted to point out that when you put your lids on, you want to make sure you put some wax paper, paraffin wax or something like that underneath your jar lid, because this vinegar will eat away at your jar lids. That's with anything like tinctures or things like that that you're making. You should always put some wax underneath the lid itself. But this way it doesn't get any sunlight, and it can stay in this cool room and stays dry. And after the 4 weeks, I will take this out and strain the apples, and I'll have vinegar.